Here we are once again, host Jim McCauley, and welcome to episode 3 of the Iowa Chops history. As try to just get a little bit over more to the right. As you can see, my Bobby Ryan bobblehead doll. Don't want to leave Bobby out. And as I said, we're just doing this for fun. There's going to be no editing. And if you see a little mistakes and a lot of ums and kind of fixing to make sure you can see the chops, that's just what we're going to do. And speaking of editing, on my last video, I had said that it was the Phoenix Firebirds that were one of my favorite minor league teams, along with the Phoenix Roadrunners. Phoenix Firebirds were the MLB AAA affiliate of the San Francisco Giants, and they played at Scottsdale Stadium. That was the Phoenix Mustangs, who were the team that I was supposed to mention. And as I said, if we were editing, I would have edited that out and redid it, but we're just going off the cuff here, and so mistakes are going to happen. So we'll see if anybody picked up on that it was actually the Phoenix Mustangs and not the Phoenix Firebirds. And one time, Matt Williams, a great MLB player, played for them. On episode number 3 today, we are continuing to look at the assistant coaches, and we're going to devote this episode to Paul Gerard, Paul being one of the assistant coaches. And just doing the research on Paul, it is just absolutely amazing. I mean, this man was in hockey forever. And I'm going to do a little cheating today. I've got about 5 or 6 websites picked out. I try to write the episodes, but I would have been from midnight till probably 8 a.m. Writing about Paul Gerard. So we're going to recap from some of the various websites and some of the other research that I had found. And just looking at the statistics for Paul. Paul was born on April 20th, 1965, and as I said, it would take me all night to read off all these teams. He started in 1983 with Lake Superior State University, where his hockey career began, did that through 87, and then in 88, 89, he played for the Colorado and Denver Rangers in the IHL. His only stint in the National Hockey League was with the Minnesota North Stars in 1989, season from 88 to 89, played 5 games with them, was on the ice, unfortunately, for a goal for the other team, and he picked up 4 penalty minutes in that game. Then after that, spent a majority in the IHL and AHL with Kalamazoo, Albany, Kalamazoo again, the Milwaukee Admirals in 93-94, Hershey, Fort Wayne, and wrapped up his career with the Hershey Bears, the probably top AHL team, there's no doubt about it, in 1996 to 97. Then his coaching career took up the entire page. I mean, just amazing. He was a player assistant when he was actually playing with Kalamazoo and in Lake Superior with Lowell Loch Ness Monsters, again back to Lake Superior University, his alma mater, and then was an assistant in the National Hockey League with the Colorado Avalanche in 02 and 03. Then it was to Hershey, and then we got to know him here in Iowa when he was the assistant coach for the Iowa Stars for all of their 3 seasons, and then he became the Iowa Stars assistant coach in 2008-2009. And then when the Iowa Chops folded after that season, Mr. Gerard went on to be an assistant with the Dallas Stars and the Utica Comets, and we got to see Paul back at Wells Fargo Arena in 2013 and 2014, and that game that day, as I scroll through the scroll through all the games that the Wild had played, and that game was played on February 5th, 2014. I do actually remember that game because Paul got a lot of people, I remember, going down. We had a lot more back in those early days of the Wild. It's now a totally different fan base. I mean, the fan base that I've seen in Iowa now for the Iowa Wild, the previous Stars and Chops fans are completely all gone. They're completely gone, including a good buddy of ours, James, who sat behind us forever, actually became an AHL official. A great fan that sat behind us, and more fans. They are all gone now. Scooter and Babs, a longtime great fans of the Stars and the Chops. In fact, we used to go to Scooter and Babs' bar to watch the Iowa Chops road games when they were on the road. So a big shout out to Scooter and Babs, who were a big fan of the Stars and the Chops. It was a totally different fan base back then. They lost in a shootout, 3-2. So I'm pretty sure I left before the overtime, and it was in front of 4,000 people. And the Wild lost 3 in a row at that point. So that is when Paul Gerard came, and I remember the point. A lot of those fans going down and shaking hands and seeing Paul and saying hi that day. And he was just a fan favorite here in Iowa. I would say Francis Wattier and Paul Gerard were probably 2 of the biggest fan favorites, and he was an assistant coach. So it was absolutely great to see Paul back behind the bench when Utica came to town that season. And trying to pull it up, I'll just try to pull it up real quick. See if they came in 2014 and 2015. Hockey Database is just an incredible site. I mean, if you're going to look for any information, that is the site to use. And let's just scroll real quick. And yes, Utica came back again. They came back again on just a couple of days after New Year's, on January 3rd. No, excuse me, that was at Utica. I'm sorry about that. That was at Utica. Okay, they came to town on March the 15th. And again, it was a shootout loss to Utica, and they lost that day in front of 4,000 people. So that was a look at his career in Utica as the assistant coach. And then he was the assistant coach with the Calgary Flames. And then he moved on to the University of Nebraska, Omaha. And that's where he became the coach. A little information there. He spent 2 seasons, as we said, behind the bench at Lake Superior. And he definitely left his mark on that organization. And some of the quotes from some of the people at the University of Omaha is that Scott Borick said that the world lost a good man and a damn fine man. And I never met Paul. I never got to meet him. But it seemed like everybody, all the stats and just everything I've been reading about Paul is that everybody just seemed to love him. And in fact, another story in some of the Omaha papers from a couple of days later, that he said his stories, his memories, and people called him the classiest man in hockey. So Paul definitely was very, very well liked. And he was it just seems everything, just a great player. And when he passed away on February 15th of 2023, he is survived by his wife Cheryl, his 2 daughters Catherine and Megan, and it's just the outpouring from everybody. You could read, if you go check out Paul Gerard, just the pouring from tons of people in the National Hockey League. So, as I said, I never got to meet Paul. I am not sure if he was at the Iowa Stars. I'm sure he was the Iowa Stars season awards dinner when we were there, that final Stars night before they officially transitioned into the Iowa Chops. I'm sure he was there. I never got a chance to meet him, but as I said, just look up Paul Gerard, and you'll just go through. We could be here all day, but that's just a little synopsis on the great Paul Gerard. And it seems like as we go away, and what a great quote, that a lot of people at the University of Omaha said that they lost the classiest man in hockey. Well, no, Ray, to really transition into our next video, and then we'll finally start getting to the players. So on our next video, on episode 4, we'll take a look at the team that is coming from Portland to now become the Iowa Chops, and we will also look at their broadcaster, Alex Cheese Carius.